In America's small towns, where the streets grow quiet after sunset and everyone seems to know each other's name, the idea of someone vanishing into thin air feels impossible. But in the spring of 2011, in the sleepy town of Willow Creek, Ohio, one woman's disappearance shattered the peace, unraveling a story of secrets, betrayal, and a suspect no one ever expected. This is the story of Anna Westbrook, a woman whose life seemed ordinary until the night she vanished. And as investigators searched for answers, they uncovered a truth that stunned her entire community. Willow Creek was the kind of town people passed through on their way to somewhere else. With a population just over 8,000, it had a historic main street with red brick storefronts, a handful of diners, and a church bell that rang every Sunday morning without fail. Here, people left their doors unlocked. Kids rode bikes freely through quiet neighborhoods. Crime was rare, the kind that made headlines only once every few years, and usually for something as small as a bar fight or a stolen truck. The heart of the town was its people: teachers, shopkeepers, factory workers, and farmers. Many families had lived in Willow Creek for generations, their roots running as deep as the oak trees that lined the town square. Everyone knew Anna Westbrook. At 34, she was known as reliable, kind, and quietly ambitious. She worked as a paralegal at a local law firm, volunteered at church events, and never missed her niece's school plays. She lived in a modest two-bedroom house on Cedar Lane, just a short walk from her parents' home. To outsiders, Anna's life seemed simple. To her friends, she was the dependable one, the woman you could count on to pick you up from the airport or drop off soup when you were sick. She was the glue of her family, especially since her younger brother's passing years earlier. No one in Willow Creek could have imagined that Anna's life was about to become the center of a mystery that would consume them all. It was Friday, April 8, 2011. The weather in Willow Creek was mild, the kind of spring evening where the air smelled faintly of fresh-cut grass and the chatter of neighbors spilled out onto front porches. Anna's day began like any other. She stopped by her parents' house before work to drop off a casserole she had made for dinner that night. She left around 8 a.m., her navy blue sedan pulling out of the driveway as her mother waved from the porch. At work, co-workers later described her as focused, but a little distracted. She had several phone calls that afternoon, one of which seemed to upset her. Around 5:15 p.m., she packed her things and said she had errands to run before heading home. At 6:07 p.m., security footage showed Anna leaving Willow Creek Market with a small grocery bag. She smiled faintly at the cashier as she left. That was the last confirmed sighting of her. When she failed to show up to dinner with her parents that evening, a dinner she had planned herself, alarm bells rang. By 9 p.m., her phone went straight to voicemail. By midnight, her mother called police. The next morning, officers found Anna's car parked neatly in her driveway. Groceries still sat in the passenger seat, untouched. Inside her house, the lights were off. Her purse was by the door, and her phone charger was still plugged into the wall. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken windows, no struggle. It looked as though Anna had walked into her house, set her things down, and vanished. News of Anna's disappearance spread quickly. By sunrise on Saturday, neighbors gathered outside her home, offering to join search parties. Flyers with her photo, brown hair, hazel eyes, 5 feet 7 inches with a bright smile, were printed at the local copy shop and distributed across town. Volunteers combed through the nearby woods and fields. Police checked security cameras from local businesses. Drones scanned the riverbank that cut through the edge of town. For a community unaccustomed to crime, the panic was immediate and palpable. Mothers clutched their children tighter. Porch lights flicked on earlier than usual. Conversations at the diner hushed when her name came up. "Things like this don't happen here," one neighbor told reporters. Not in Willow Creek, but they had. And they were only beginning to realize just how much they didn't know about Anna Westbrook. In the first 48 hours, investigators clung to the theory of random violence. Perhaps Anna had been abducted walking from her car to her front door. Perhaps someone had followed her home from the store. Detectives questioned neighbors who had been outside that evening. One remembered seeing a dark-colored pickup truck idling near her street around the time Anna would have arrived home. Another recalled hearing a car door slam around 6:30, but didn't see anyone. Still, there were no signs of struggle in or around her home. No fingerprints, no footprints, no DNA left behind. It was as if she had simply dissolved into the night. By Monday, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation was called in. FBI agents soon followed. For Willow Creek, a town that rarely saw state troopers, the arrival of federal agents underscored the gravity of Anna's disappearance. But the case would not unfold the way investigators expected. Because as they dug into her life, they began to see a version of Anna Westbrook no one in Willow Creek had ever known. On Tuesday morning, for days into the search, investigators uncovered the first major clue. Inside Anna's home, tucked away in the bottom drawer of her nightstand, they found a second cell phone. It wasn't listed in her phone plan. It wasn't known to her family. And on it were dozens of messages and missed calls from a number saved only as J. The messages were affectionate, secretive, urgent. One read, "We can't keep doing this forever. You have to choose." Another, "Meet me Friday night. We'll figure it out then." The last message, received at 6:12 p.m. on the night she vanished, read, "I'm here. Where are you?" Anna had been living a secret life. By the time news broke that Anna had been keeping a second phone, the atmosphere in Willow Creek shifted. For days, her disappearance had united the town. Families baked casseroles for the Westbrooks, volunteers scoured fields, and churches held vigils. But now, quiet conversations turned into whispers. People began asking questions they never imagined. Who was Anna? Really? What was she hiding? And could her disappearance be tied to choices she never shared with those closest to her? For her family, the discovery felt like betrayal. Anna's mother, Carol, told investigators she had never once suspected her daughter of leading a double life. Anna was steady, she said. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't secretive. I don't understand any of this. But investigators were beginning to. The mysterious contact, Jay, quickly became the center of the investigation. Phone records showed dozens of calls between Anna and this person, sometimes late at night, sometimes during her lunch break. Tracing the number revealed it belonged to Jacob Whitmore, a 41-year-old contractor who lived 2 towns over, married, 2 children. When questioned, Jacob initially denied everything, but confronted with the messages, he broke down. Yes, he admitted, he and Anna had been having an affair for nearly a year. He claimed he loved her, that he had even talked about leaving his wife. But when pressed about April 8th, the night she vanished, his story grew shaky. Jacob said they had planned to meet outside her house after she got home from the grocery store. But when he arrived, she never came outside. He said he waited in his truck until 6:30, then left, assuming she had changed her mind. Investigators weren't convinced. His phone pinged off a tower less than a mile from Anna's house until 6:40 p.m. The last text he sent her, "I'm here. Where are you?" was never answered. And while Jacob insisted he drove home afterward, there was no surveillance footage, no witness, no alibi to prove it. For investigators, Jacob Whitmore was now suspect number 1. As days turned into a week, suspicion around Jacob deepened. His wife, Melissa, eventually came forward with a revelation. She had discovered the affair months earlier. She told detectives she had confronted Jacob in February, demanding he end things. He had promised he would, but in the weeks leading up to Anna's disappearance, Melissa noticed Jacob was restless, distracted, constantly checking his phone. When asked where he was on the night Anna vanished, Melissa admitted she couldn't account for him between 6 and 8 p.m. Still, there was no physical evidence tying him to Anna's disappearance. No fingerprints in her home. No signs of struggle in his truck. It left investigators stuck between a man whose motive seemed clear and the haunting reality that Anna's trail had gone cold. Search efforts widened. Helicopters swept over wooded areas. Divers searched Willow Creek River. 9 units traced scents that seemed promising but led nowhere. Everywhere, hope collided with despair. Volunteers whispered about Jacob, about betrayal, about the possibility that Anna had been silenced for knowing too much. But then, another lead emerged. one that suggested Anna's secrets ran even deeper than an affair. Digging through Anna's financials, investigators noticed something odd. Over the past 6 months, nearly $12,000 had been withdrawn in cash from her account. Not large enough to raise red flags, but steady, deliberate. Where had the money gone? Questioning friends revealed another layer of her life. Anna had confided in a coworker that she was thinking of starting fresh somewhere new. Another recalled her saying she wasn't sure she could keep living this way. Had Anna planned to run away? Was the disappearance voluntary? Or was she trying to escape someone who wouldn't let her go? Then came the biggest twist yet. A week and a half after Anna vanished, investigators obtained surveillance footage from a roadside motel 20 miles outside Willow Creek. The night of April 7th, just one day before she disappeared, Anna had checked into the motel under a false name. She stayed for 3 hours, then left. On the footage, she wasn't alone. At her side was Jacob Whitmore. For investigators, it was confirmation of the affair. But something else stood out. Anna looked tense, nervous. At one point, she appeared to be arguing with Jacob in the parking lot before they entered the room. When confronted, Jacob admitted to the meeting. He said Anna had been pressuring him to leave his wife. He claimed she threatened to expose their relationship if he didn't. But to investigators, the timing was chilling. Within 24 hours of that argument, Anna was gone. By now, Willow Creek was fractured. Some believed Jacob had murdered Anna in a fit of desperation. Others whispered that Anna may have staged her own disappearance, unable to cope with the double life she had been leading. At church, prayers for her safe return grew quieter, replaced by uneasy glances. Parents who once trusted the town's safety now drove their children to school instead of letting them walk. The story had gone national. News vans parked outside Anna's house. Journalists interviewed neighbors who insisted she wasn't that kind of woman, while others hinted that perhaps she had been more complicated than anyone realized. And in the middle of it all, her family was drowning in grief. Her father begged reporters to stop digging into things that don't matter and to just bring my daughter home. But behind closed doors, even the Westbrooks were asking, how well had they really known Anna? While combing through phone records from Anna's secret cell phone, investigators discovered late-night calls not just to Jacob, but to another man, a co-worker, her boss, attorney Michael Keaton. Michael was respected in Willow Creek. Married, father of 3, a prominent figure at the law firm where Anna worked. When questioned, he admitted to having a close relationship with Anna, but denied anything romantic. He said their conversations were about work stress, about her desire to move to a bigger city, about things she couldn't tell her family. But text messages told a different story. Phrases like, "I can't keep this up," and "she'll ruin me if she talks," hinted at something far beyond professional boundaries. Could Anna have been involved with 2 men at once? Was she planning to expose them both? And if so, who had the most to lose? By the 3rd week, investigators were under immense pressure. The town demanded answers. The media speculated endlessly. And both Jacob and Michael stood at the center of a web of secrets, lies, and motives. Yet Anna remained missing. The case that had once seemed like a tragic act of random violence had become something far darker. And as detectives prepared to confront both men again, they were about to discover the clue that would change everything. The breakthrough and the shocking truth. 3 weeks after Anna's disappearance, investigators received a call from the state crime lab. The SUV she had driven that night had been combed over several times before, but this time something stood out. Hidden deep in the upholstery of the passenger seat was a single long strand of hair, blonde. At first glance, it could have been Anna's, but under analysis, it wasn't a match. The DNA belonged to another woman. That discovery turned the investigation on its head. Who was the mystery woman in Anna's car the night she vanished? And what did she have to do with Anna's secrets? Detectives returned to Jacob Whitmore's home. His wife, Melissa, had been cooperative from the start, but now, she grew tense when asked about the new evidence. When told about the hair, she finally cracked. Melissa admitted she had confronted Anna once, weeks before the disappearance. She had followed Jacob to the grocery store parking lot, waited until Anna came out, and forced her way into Anna's car. According to Melissa, the confrontation grew heated. She told Anna to stay away from her husband, that she wouldn't let her family be destroyed. Anna had promised it was over. Melissa insisted she had never seen Anna again. But the revelation placed her squarely inside Anna's car, just weeks before she disappeared. For investigators, it was proof that jealousy, rage, and betrayal had pulled more people into this web than they realized. Meanwhile, suspicion around Anna's boss, Michael Keaton, grew stronger. His phone records revealed a 2-hour gap on the night of April 8th. He had told police he was at home with his family, but his cell pinged near Willow Creek, less than a mile from Anna's house. Pressed again, Michael admitted he had gone to meet Anna that night. He claimed she had been threatening to reveal their relationship to his wife if he didn't help her financially. "I didn't hurt her," he told detectives. "She was alive when I left." But there was no proof. And with Jacob, Melissa, and Michael all lying, or at least hiding the truth, the case grew murkier by the day. Then came the break no one expected. On April 29th, nearly 3 weeks after Anna vanished, 2 fishermen reported a disturbing sight along the Willow Creek River. Caught in a tangle of reeds was a handbag. Inside was Anna's wallet, her driver's license, and her second cell phone. But most chilling of all, her house keys, still attached to the same keychain her mother said she carried everywhere. The riverbank became a crime scene. Detectives scoured the area for days, but no body was found. Still, the discovery was enough to shift the case from a missing person to a likely homicide. With the riverbank discovery, detectives returned to the motel footage one more time. They noticed something that had been overlooked before. A car parked several spaces down from Anna and Jacob's room. The car belonged to Melissa Whitmore. When confronted, Melissa's story changed again. She admitted she had followed Jacob to the motel that night. She claimed she had seen Anna leave, but denied any confrontation. Detectives didn't believe her, and when search dogs were brought to the Whitmore property, they alerted near the trunk of Melissa's car. Though no body was found, trace amounts of blood, later confirmed as Anna's, were discovered inside. Faced with mounting evidence, Melissa finally broke. Through tears, she confessed. On the night of April 8th, she had followed Jacob once again. She watched from her car as Anna returned home. When Jacob left, Melissa approached. She told Anna she was ruining her life, her family, her children's future. She begged her to leave Jacob alone. According to Melissa, Anna laughed. She said Jacob had promised to leave his wife. She said Melissa was holding on to something already gone. Melissa snapped. In a fit of rage, she shoved Anna, who fell against the driveway. When Anna threatened to call the police, Melissa panicked. She forced Anna into her car, drove her to the riverbank, and in those dark waters, ended her life. She insisted it hadn't been planned, that it wasn't murder, that she just wanted Anna gone. On May 3rd, Melissa Whitmore was arrested for the murder of Anna Westbrook. Jacob sat in stunned silence as police led his wife away. He admitted his affair had set everything in motion but swore he never imagined it could end like this. Michael Keaton quietly resigned from his law firm, though he was never charged with a crime. And for the Westbrook family, closure came in the most painful way. Their daughter hadn't been taken by a stranger. She hadn't chosen to run away. She had been silenced by the woman she never saw coming, her lover's wife. Willow Creek was never the same. The disappearance of Anna Westbrook had started as a tragedy, but it became something far more unsettling. A mirror reflecting the cracks in a community built on appearances, secrets, and lies. In the end, Anna's story wasn't just about a crime. It was about how well we really know the people around us. How even in the closest-knit towns, hidden lives can shatter the surface. For some, the lesson was caution. For others, it was heartbreak. But for all, the story of Anna Westbrook became the one they would never forget. Anna's disappearance was more than a case file. It was a story of love, betrayal, secrets, and consequences. A reminder that sometimes the most dangerous truths aren't hidden in the shadows. They're right in front of us, waiting to be revealed.